in your closet, my money is due. Why the fuck is you from? Best pay up, or you get fucked up. Quick with a knock through the gun. You better find out your lump sum. Several more bodies to dump. Tougher than last month. I'm taking the pump. Stack my bread. It's out of my head. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, rolling 12 gang, double some buck. Penetration plays out of the cuts. Keep it moving.
Let's go. All right, guys. Episode number 2 with Alan Gunn. Go ahead and talk that shit, kid.
Yes, indeed. We here, man. The Bridge. My man Mike, bro. And thanks for having us out, bro.
Of course, my man. And who we got with you today?
We got the homie STB in the building, bro. Giving a rundown. This my boy out here, man. Been holding it down for me.
There you go.
Yep.
And then you're based out in AZ, right?
Yep. Chandler, Arizona.
Chandler, Arizona.
Yes, indeed.
And you just turned 21, right?
21 last October.
Hell yeah, my man.
Well, I was out here, actually, last time I seen you.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So what you got? What you doing out here in LA right now?
Man, we're mobbing to the highest degree, bro. I
go.
got out here let's see, it was Monday. Been sleeping in the whip for like a few days.
Okay.
Hit my people up, quit my job, pulled up. You know, I sent the word out to my guys out here. My homie got back to me. Just started linking up, bro. We've been putting in that work. It's been a blur this this last week because I was on the streets like 2 days. Got the word out. Trying to think of chronologically kind of what went down. I gotta give shout out to Hush Money,
Okay.
Chris Thompson and Kubla Khan over there. Those are my guys, my mentors out there. In K-Town, they got a studio, Hush Money. So he answered. I pulled up, just got some wisdom from him as well. So that was always nice. Homie told me too, he's getting off of work too. So I'm like, all right, it's perfect timing.
Yep.
We ran it up. We got we kicked it in a hotel room, spit some lines, some bars, worked on some tracks, and then stayed up for like 30 hours. We just slept about couple hours ago.
I would say it was about maybe 2-3 hours at most.
Yeah, so we've been busy.
You've been burning
to say
on
the
both
least.
ends.
Yeah, we've been busy to say the very least.
All right, and then let's talk about your music real quick, man. So
Yeah.
you just dropped the Boogeyman in 2023, right?
Volume 2?
Volume 2.
Yeah, bro. So that's more of like it was a compilation of some tracks I had. Some of them are newer. I'm literally like 17, 18 years old on some of those songs also too. So it's kind of
Okay.
just some shit I had in the vault. Excuse me, that I wanted to see the light of day at some point. So
Okay.
just kind of culminated them together and just dropped it as a whole thing.
Because for a long time you just had your stuff on like YouTube, right?
YouTube and SoundCloud was kind of the main things in the beginning. And I'd say probably within like the last year or two, probably coming on 3 years is when we really started tapping in with like the DSPs and trying to get everything accessible on all platforms type of deal.
That's good. You got to have it on everything nowadays.
Yeah, bro. You got to be on everything. You say that.
So what's new with you, man? What's going on? We working on new projects? I know you just finished dropping what was another one, right? Out with the Bang?
Yeah, so that was about the time you see me last, what was that, like kind of the end of 2023, October.
Yeah.
I dropped that on my birthday, and I think I misspoke earlier. I had turned 20 when I was out here for that one, so I dropped that on my 20th birthday, 2023, and that was actually the last project that I produced myself. So all the beats were produced by me. I did the mixing and all that, recorded myself. That apartment, I was in a apartment with 6 rooms, renting one room in that for like stupid bread.
That's where I pulled up on you, right?
That's
Okay.
exactly where you pulled up on me at. And I was posted up in the shower, bro, with the towels hanging on the side with the mic up in there, just doing my thing. So finished that up out there, and yeah, it was a dope project because it really felt like the first time that I kind of things really clicked when it came to like my sound wise. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I kind of did what I was trying to do. You know what I mean? It don't always play out that way. So it felt like it was the first kind of project where I was like really 100% satisfied that my vision was clearly put down onto the tracks,
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a dope one.
Did you teach yourself how to do all the beats and produce and mix and everything?
More or less in the beginning, humble beginnings. I was actually on some like, cause I came up in like the punk shit, so
Right,
I
you
was
mentioned
playing.
that to me.
Yeah, so I was playing in some bands, and did some grindcore demos and stuff like that. So, and I could like keep a beat on the drums, but man, for like my earliest beats when I was doing those demos, I would do my drums on I'm gonna forget what exact keyboard, but it was a keyboard, and I would literally do each segment of the drums and the beat would be on a different track. So, and no click track either, because I had no idea what the hell I was doing, type of shit. So
Right.
I was using Sonar with each individual track. I'd go through bass drum, bass drum, bass drum, bass drum. Okay, next hi-hat, 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 next snare, 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 and you would have to literally build the whole thing, play the whole thing in time. So it was like long process type of deal. But I feel like that kind of contributed to like, it was like you slow cooking it, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm just throwing some shit out there. I was literally like out there for hours programming that shit.
Hey, you're doing it piece by piece.
Right? So it was that. That was kind of the really beginning, just really building beats literally from the ground up. And then I got a MPK Mini,
Okay.
and it came with the MPC beat software. So a lot of people shit on that because it's just not the most intuitive DAW, and I would agree, but it did what I needed to. And it was like I sat there for like months, probably like thinking I was looking at a spaceship, bro. I was just too intimidated to even like, you know, pick it up and start running it up. But I started, you know, watching some YouTube, watching the tutorials, and then really just sat down and kind of forced myself to like, all right, bro, you just gotta like get over this first hump and start running it up. So I kind of got in my flow with that, started making some beats. That's when I first started getting into sampling too,
Okay.
chopping things up.
Hell yeah, you be sampling a lot. I know.
Hell yeah, yeah, that's my shit, bro. So that was really when I kind of, and once I figured out how to start doing that, that's when it was really like, okay, now I'm actively learning. Like I'm no longer like kind of hesitant to dip my feet in. I was diving in that shit. So it was cool. And these days I don't really make many beats at all. After Out With A Bang, that's when I really started. Me and my homie, shout out DJ Lucas D, shout out Saguaro Mob, Short Fuse, all them fools. I started working with them heavily, and me and the homie were talking too, like there was a long period of time where I'd be real hesitant to like let anybody touch my music at all. You know what I mean? Like, cause I just never been around people that like, that I could trust to like, you know,
vision.
That's my baby. That's my, like, that's an extension of my life, bro. So I can't just have you fucking with my shit like that. So, but I mean, me and him like clicked, and there was a lot of different moments where, even just little moments where I kind of, you would be like, oh, okay, he got an ear for that shit, you know what I mean? And even before we started working on each other's shit, I'd listen to like maybe a sample he would choose and how he would use it, and vice versa with me, and we'd both kind of just be like, okay, I see you doing that shit. So I don't, off the top of my head, I really couldn't tell you what came out directly after that. But I know after Out With A Bang, it was that's when I kind of let the reins go and then kind of turned it over to him and was like, all right, I'm gonna let you do your thing. And that fool, man, like, it's hard to even keep up with him, bro. And it was like, he'd give me some shit back, and even in the beginning, like, he'd send me a mix back, and I'd be like, and I'd give it like a day or two of listening to it, and then I'd just be like, that shit is way fucking better than anything I could have ever done type shit. And I'm blessed with him, bro, because like, since I like accepted that fact, I'm like I'm gonna be my artist, I'm gonna get good with these rhymes, I'm gonna do that, and then he's gonna take the reins on that shit, because that's his domain, bro. Like, all of that, he a real DJ, bro. Like, came up real DJ, turntables, scratching, all of that shit, bro.
You think that has a little to do with your grindcore background? Like, the dirtier, the worse, the better. That's it.
I would for sure say that, bro. I don't even know if you could find those anywhere on the internet these days, but I know I got some demos pressed up somewhere.
I know I found them one time, and I was like,
oh, for real?
I was like, hey, man, like, if you play those out here, like, the grindcore scene would go heavy.
I remember you saying that, bro. Yeah. I don't know, these days, I don't know if many people know about like that whole era, because that was a big part of my life coming up with the bands, bro. Like, I think I started hitting this scene when I was like probably like 12.
Okay.
And it was back, there's kind of a big shift in, and this is just my perspective, as a 12-year-old. There was kind of a big shift when I first started popping out, like 51 West, you know, there was a bunch of venues, and it was like a lot of older people to me at the time, like late 20s, 30s, even into 40s and shit, and people that's just been in that world longer. They'd have like Facebook groups, and that was kind of the hub of where you find everything at.
All the shows.
Really wasn't busting on Instagram or anything like that. Yeah, it was all kind of a whole Facebook community.
Well, 12, that was like 9 years ago. What year is that, like 2013, 2014?
That sounds about right, yeah.
Okay.
And we had a little band going, but I mean, we was like on some Green Day shit, like all that, you know what I mean? Which I got love for. That's what I came up on. Like they OG shit, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't know what the fuck they doing these days, but that OG shit, bro, will forever have like a good place in my heart. So we was on that, bro, but there was always a little bit of like an edge to it though, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I could tell you the exact moment where that all kind of changed. Like there's two really pivotal moments. There was one time I was in my sister's crib, or no, we was driving, and she puts on Cowboys from Hell, Pantera.
Right.
And that shit, bro. I was even younger than that, and that was kind of like the first, like, oh shit, like, hold up.
What's this?
Yeah, what we got going on here? And the pivotal moment that got me into like really like, all right, this heavy shit is what I'm finna be doing is it wasn't 51 West. There was a spot literally like one or two doors down to the left that was literally just an empty ass, like, it was like a strip mall, and it was just an empty ass unit in a strip mall, like nothing in there type shit. And shout out Kill Your TV. They haven't been a thing for like a minute, but like back then, like that was the shit, bro. And this fool was like, they was just notorious, bro, just going crazy. And I'm 12 years old, bro, in this scene. And this dude's just going fucking nuts, bro. And he comes up as they're playing, grabs me by the fucking collar of my shit, like yanks me in his face and is just fucking screaming in my face, bro. And just shoves me back, starts going crazy. And then they end the set. This fool full on like fucking dives through the drum set and just like fucks that shit all the way up. And I'm like, why would he do that? I'm like, but that was so fucking cool though. Like, and they was just heavy, bro. Like, I remember that was the like first time I heard distortion on a bass guitar, bro. And I was like, the rest is history, bro. That just took me down that hole, bro.
For sure, man. Mm-hmm. And then what got you kind of like going into the rap?
Going into the rap, I've always been easy. It's NWA and Ice Cube specifically, cause like I was bumping that shit since like before like I knew like what the fuck they were talking about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was their first album, and just Ice Cube specifically just got me, you know, fucking with his lyrics, just the point of views and all the shit he was talking. But it wasn't until probably like sophomore year that I really got into that's when I heard 36 Chambers for the first time. And that's what got me wanting to rap. So like Ice Cube and NWA had me fucking with rap music, but Wu-Tang is what got me like, I gotta do this shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when I was growing up, like my dad was always like a West Coast guy.
Yeah.
Then, you know, I started doing my own like searching on YouTube, and that's how I got into, I think it was around sophomore year too when I got into Wu-Tang.
That shit, bro. That'll change this person, bro.
And then the first time I think we met, that was 2022, right, in AZ?
Yeah.
The Chris Travis
I think
show?
It was that one. Or that was the one I had pulled up at just to watch.
Yeah.
And because I don't even think we had met yet.
We hadn't met at all.
Yeah, that was after that. Because that was before I was popping out to LA and all that. So I pulled up and I was like I don't even really fuck with no Chris Travis, bro. My lady was just rocking with it, so I'm like, hey, it's a Friday, let's mob, like let's ball out. So we went, and then I seen some local Arizona people, because that was the first time I had popped out to a local rap show. Like I said, I've been out to like the punk shit and all that, but that was my first like local rap show ever that I popped out to. And I gotta give props to Dottie Gats, bro.
Dottie, yeah.
Like, The motherfucker don't know me, bro, but that fool go hard, bro. I could put respect on that shit. I seen him live. I think he was one of the first people when I walked in, he was already on stage.
Okay.
And I was just like, that's that shit, bro. And that's how I seen Tacit for the first time. Shouts out to him, bro. He always showing love. And that performance, bro, I mean, you see me in the video going fucking stupid. So that's kind of all that needs to be said about that shit, bro.
You can see his tall ass in the background going crazy.
Yes, indeed, bro. So
How tall are you, by the way?
shit, I think I'm sitting around like 6'3" or 4 these days.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're tall, man.
Yes.
I was gonna ask you that. When you were 12, did you look like a grown ass man already too? Probably didn't know like
by
this guy's
12,
5'10". He's probably 18.
I wasn't getting the 40s yet at Quick Mart by 12. I'll put it that way. But I definitely was a big ass dude, for sure. Yeah.
All right.
But like that show, man, like that really we've talked about it before, like it's what kind of rigged, because after like I stopped doing the band shit, it was a whole thing, and I just kind of stepped back from everything. Like I was still making demos and music, but I was like, it wasn't really even a thought in my mind like performing, right? But then I seen that show, and that shit just kind of reignited that shit, and I'm like, bro, like I got to get back into this. And then I was telling myself, I'm like, all right, if these fools come back out here, like I'm gonna just do that shit and just say fuck it. And then sure enough, it was literally like,
I think like a year later. Not even maybe like 6 months later.
Yeah, it was like a few months to close to a year. And then like, sure enough, I see the flyer and I'm like, you know, I'm like, fuck, I gotta follow through with that shit. Glad I did though. I forget how I even like, I don't know if I reached out to you or who I reached out to, but
probably me or Costa, I feel like.
Yeah, it might have been him. Like I got connected some way, and then yeah, bro, we ran it up.
Yeah, and then I remember I watched you perform, and I liked all your sampling, and I was like, this guy has a good energy. You had all your boys on stage with you.
Oh yeah, bro, we was deep that night for sure.
So I remember I talked to you like on the side after, and I was like, hey man, you're cool, and like whatever, blah blah blah, and then you were like, hey man, you're the first person to talk to me.
Bro, people were tripping on me that fucking night, bro. Like we've talked about that before too, bro. Like you was like the fucking glimmer of hope in this fucking. Man, people was pressing up on us for like, that's one thing, bro, is like people gotta chill with their fucking egos, bro. And that's some shit I had to learn, bro, get through my big ass head, straight up. Like you're never gonna be guided in the right direction, like if you let that shit guide you, you know what I mean? Like it's good, you need an ego, but you can't let that be taking the wheel, you know? And there was a few individuals that evening who were kind of letting it drive, and bro, I felt like I was finna get jumped quicker than get like a fucking stew session going or something, you know what I mean? They pressing up on me like these two big ass dudes talking about like, I don't even know who the fuck they were saying. Like, you know, so-and-so out of Phoenix, he's like the most well-known rapper in fucking Arizona and all this shit. And I'm like, nah, bro. And he's like, they talking fast as hell. Like, yeah, man, we're like, hey, bro, we really fucked with your set, bro. Like, what you doing tomorrow, bro? Like, we gonna get you in the studio tomorrow, bro. Get you recorded, bro. We gonna have the PR, all that shit, bro. And I'm like, bro. And they actively like getting up on me type shit. I'm like, bro.
Take a step back.
I'm like, let me breathe, bro. Shit. And I'm like, all right, let me get your Instagram then. He's like, nah, we don't do Instagram. We don't do Instagram. He's like, give me your number. We not on that shit. I'm like, bro, you talking about PR, marketing, and all that shit. I'm like, do you not see the fucking era we in, bro? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? So
already sketch, right?
Yeah, bro. And I'm like, if I feel like I'm finna get my ass beat, bro, and I'm not even thinking about no music, bro. I'm in defense mode, bro. Like, y'all tripping. And then you literally came up like 3 minutes after that on some whole other energy, like shook my hand. What's up? I'm like, thank fucking God, bro. Like,
you know what? I remember seeing them now that you mention it, and I was like, oh man, those his boys. I'll give him a minute to go talk to him.
Bro, they was pressing up on my lady, bro. They was like all that shit. Like we was walking over there. Like that's when I started talking to him, bro. Cause like, bro, there's not a moment I'm walking around with my fucking eyes closed, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I see him over there by the table. I'm like, y'all hanging around just a little bit too long. Walked over, and then that's when like, what's up, man? And then that's when it's just like go time. They just snapped into that mode, bro. And I'm like, yeah, man. I'm not down with that, bro. And it's a lot of people, bro. Like this will be having like the same type of shit, bro. We was out on. He had a show in Boyle Heights. Was that was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was actually on like December of 2023, went into 2024.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like kind of the last months I was out here on that stretch when I was living out here when we was kicking it a couple of times.
Okay.
And like this fool is good, bro. Like he's got that energy, like he's on that shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And Mr. Glasses coming up in the middle of like he over here trying to run the show and shit, like you know, he doing sound and shit when I'm pretty sure like that wasn't even part of the program, but he ends up he ends up holding it down and shit. And then like dude coming up with like fucking, he got the glasses on. It's like 9:30 at night and we're inside, bro. And he's all just, so man, like, what was he saying? He's like, I got these lyrics,
He's
man.
like, I got these lyrics, man. I want you to read them. And yeah, he kept insisting all night, and it got to the point where me and him were talking, but I don't know, I just got these weird vibes from him. You know, I just felt like it was ingenuine.
He there with his hands in his pockets and his
like,
shit with the glasses on, just like, yeah, man, like.
And who was this?
I couldn't even tell you, bro.
Some random man.
Some random.
I don't keep that type of shit in my brain. You know what I mean? And like,
Just the energy though that he gave off.
Because he was saying he had artists and shit too. Yeah, no, because he had the one fucking guy. He's like, yeah, I got my artist here with me, bro. He's about to go up. He's like, you know, I got these lyrics. I think I could really hear you on them. I'm like, I don't think he's ever heard you anyways. And but okay. And his artist gets up there. This fool is like, I don't know what the fuck he was off, bro. But he up there like not knowing the words. The beats ain't even like. He was actively trying to get you to put new beats on the set and shit. He's like,
it'd be like 30 seconds.
As his artist is up there, like actively performing. Imagine if like the homie is performing and you up at the DJ like, hey bro, like just trust me, add this song. And he don't even know. The artist don't even know. He's over there behind his back doing all that shit. I'm like, and then he over here trying to talk business with us, bro. I'm like, are you fucking for real, bro? Like, so it's a lot of people like that, bro, where it's just like, and it's kind of why, like, I haven't popped out much in, like, the Arizona shit, bro, because it always seems to be that type of energy, but I'm trying to blossom a bit and fucking get out there. So, you know, we gonna handle it, whatever it may be, but, you know, I could always appreciate when someone comes up on some real energy, so.
I appreciate that, man.
Yes, indeed.
I know as soon as I found out you're back here, I was like, all right, we got to run the pod, man.
Yeah, bro. Hey, thanks again, too, for having us on here, bro.
Episode number 2, man. Special.
2, bro. Yeah, that's what's up, bro.
And then what you got right there next to you, man?
Bro, so.
Show the camera real quick.
Yeah, we got that Out With a Bang. This is that EP we was talking about. This is some older stuff. We just recently started getting our in-house production down. So you could expect a lot of shit coming from the Cult of the Void records coming at your ass. But yeah, this is a cool project, bro. We just really trying to get on the physicals, bro, because I think people are tired of not owning their shit and having to pay someone monthly to have the facade of owning some shit. Right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you stop paying for some shit, you can lose like all your favorite songs that you've probably been like compiling for years. Executive gets in an argument with an artist or some shit, some deal gets terminated. Next thing you know, your shit just gets stripped out from all DSPs. Yep. But like, if you got this shit in your hands, bro, like you finna have to physically come and take this from me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like,
you know, like back when mentioning the SoundCloud days, when I remember like one of the first artists I liked, I'm not gonna mention his name, but
yeah,
that fool like deleted all his music and like just kind of went ghosted, you know?
Yeah, bro.
And I was like, damn, I should have downloaded everything.
Yeah, bro. Then it's like too late. It ain't shit you can do, bro. So
and like, you know, like even if you did quit, like I was like, I would have kept listening to it still.
Yeah, bro. And I think that means something, you know? I don't know why anyone would really do that. Like,
especially too like on a free, I mean, I know SoundCloud you gotta like the gold version or whatever.
$129 a year.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I was like, yeah, I'll do it my own way.
Yeah,
you can put it on YouTube on free.
There's all types of ways, bro, to make the play. So it's like you might as well. Yeah, I think it's real cool too that the physical stuff is coming back, especially in the underground, like cassettes, bro, like all that shit, bro.
Another thing too, that's just another way to support an artist you really like, you know.
Yes, and it's directly, you know, to them. It's not like you listen to a song on Spotify and you're getting like a fraction of a penny for every 100,000 whatever fucking number it is for the streams.
Crazy stream numbers that you're not gonna see $1 for.
No, bro. So it's pretty much like, these days it's like if you might as well not even waste time thinking like I'm gonna make bread off of streams, bro. You might as well like not even waste time thinking about that shit, because I feel like there's so many other more important ways that you could connect with people. Like,
absolutely,
I think putting shit on DSPs is just convenience for your fans, right? Like, just so they can have access wherever. But I mean, like, people who really fuck with your shit, bro, they're gonna be buying the CDs, the shirts, all that shit, because they want that, and it's a direct support to the artist, bro. And I think people are starting to appreciate that more again, which I really like to see.
Definitely, bro. As soon as you showed me that, I was like, oh, all right, he's making moves. I like it. I like
type shit, bro. This is a little rough one. This is back when we was just printing them out, cutting them shits out by hand. You feel me? But it gets done. This, however, right here, pristine. This that new Saguaro Mob we just dropped a few months ago.
Right.
This shit out on all platforms. We just got these CDs cracking. These still little demo versions, but they more or less what you're gonna be seeing when we officially drop them. Got some inside cover art as well too. We getting down some other minor details before we like officially drop them, but I just been showing love to all the people that's been showing love, so handing these out, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And we're really proud of that project. You know, it took us like, we were working on it just about a year, if not over a year. And we really take pride in the fact that we try to go for that, you know, quality over quantity type shit. You know what I mean? Like, we not making 10 songs in a day. You know, we trying to think of really like what, you know, because I mean, we do this shit because we love it, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And it's like, how do we, in every facet possible, put the vision down, whether that's music, what the music come in, you know what I mean? Like, all that type of shit. So, and it's a cool project because it's the first time me, shout out DJ Lucas D, Short Fuse, our team kind of like went together to make something happen. And it's, you could clearly hear the different, just different styles and just how that shit works so well together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
And then speaking of Short Fuse, you guys done a couple projects together, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So who's that?
Shout out to the homie. We met. It's been a few years now, and yeah, bro. I don't even know where to start with dude, because it's been a wild ride, bro. These last couple years, bro. It's been like just go at all times. But yeah, he got, you know, he fucks with the East Coast. I'll let him tell his story, but like, he lived in China for like a good amount of years, bro. But he was born in Arizona, came back, so he got like, this fool got a whole other experience than like any of us. You know what I mean?
I listened to his project that you were on too, and I was like, man, this guy be sampling a lot of East Coast. I can feel that vibe off him, you know? So
he got big love for that, and you can hear it for sure in his lyrics. He is actually the one that kind of we was chopping it up about this too yesterday. He kind of enlightened me on, and I'm still actively learning, but just the difference between like rap, hip hop, what hip hop is about, and you know what all that entails. And once you start doing some searching and research in that area, you really realize that like just how like big of a deal that shit is. You know what I mean? And it kind of opened my eyes to just like a whole new level of appreciation of just the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a lifestyle. It's how you live your life. You know what I mean? Not just hopping on a track and spitting, you know what I mean? That's probably 5% of like what we do. We was talking that shit, like our favorite part is getting on the mic and rapping, but those like 15 seconds, minute, however long you doing that, bro, that's like 5 minutes out of the whole picture of what you got to do. You know what I mean? And I don't think people realize that. Like, we not just sitting in the studio doing that shit, bro. Like, that is the smallest fraction of like everything that goes into this shit when you really trying to like push what you believe in and really like make an impact with that shit. Definitely. You know?
Because like I'm one of the guys who like to break down a song, listen to the beat, listen to the lyrics. What's this guy trying to say? Because you be putting some deep shit into your music, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. It's for the people that listen, just like you.
Exactly. You gotta start putting the lyrics up, too, on your music.
That's right, bro. And We started doing that a little bit. We have a Bandcamp page. We got most of the lyrics are up on there, but we're definitely gonna be following up with like on Spotify, all that type of shit as well too, just to, you know, so you can see them shits and dissect it, because that's how I listen to music, man. Like I got to hear all of it, bro. Like I got to see, okay, the beat, what he's saying, like the whole thing, bro. It's not just a beat and a rapper on that shit.
Right.
And if it is, probably not gonna be listening to it.
Especially because you and me, when you mentioned like NW and Ice Cube, that was like my shit when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it was really talking about, but then stuck with it as I got older and I like really like understood what they were
Type
trying to
shit.
say.
Learn a few things.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro.
And then how'd you and your boy meet?
Man, that
Where do we even start, bro? Shit.
Why
type
don't you
shit.
tell the story, my man?
Yeah, I'm on. What's
Yeah,
happening?
man. So
Introduce yourself again one more time.
yeah, so basically the way we met, I don't even know what year it was, but it was basically he had a show. Was it the Chris Travis show? Or it was like
Well, the one that
it
you
was-
did was the with Tacit show.
Yeah, I think.
That was the Pay the Price tour. I know that one.
Yeah, I think it was the Bridge show in L.A.
Oh, for Jeffrey and Smurf?
yes,
Yeah. Where was that at? That was Maywood, right? At
Yeah.
a Bricks bar.
Bricks,
Yeah. I think it was there.
That was the first time I ever got to see him live because I never knew about him. I had a homeboy who actually like put me on into this whole like underground scene and shit way before I actually like tapped in with it, and it was a new experience. Shout out Flores, like it goes deep.
Much love.
Like I met Flores, and through Flores I was able to discover Ellen Gunn and Code of the Void. I dove into like the spiral, like everything. I just fucking figured everything out, and I was like, these fools are spitting some real shit. And me personally, coming from like I was born here in LA, you know, so it's a different style, and I appreciate raw like lyrics a lot more than the new stuff. And it was it was refreshing to hear that, and just to see him in person and like how he did it and the passion he gave for it. It was different. I showed love to him from the beginning. You know, I tapped in with him and I told him like, I really fuck with your shit. Hopefully we could work one day. And, you know, long story short, here we are. And it's been a ride, but, you know, he keeps doing his thing, and I'm excited to see what can happen from here on out, you know.
That's love, bro.
Yeah, that's real shit right there.
Appreciate that. Yeah, because I think like we met at, did we even meet at the show, or did we literally just see each other there?
I think we met at the show. I think we just seen each other that day, and then we met like backstage or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know like that defining moment where it was like when the dap occurred, you know what I mean? But like it was somewhere in there, because I think the first time we really like kicked it and chopped it up was at that Grubsy event.
Yeah, so
I think that's when we really started like getting down with it. That was last year too, wasn't it?
yeah, like a year ago.
Yeah, break that down, bro.
Yeah,
That shit was
so-
dope.
That was actually, I consider that legendary. It was a legendary moment, you know. So
For sure.
it was my first official show I had at the
Okay.
time. So shout out Grubsy. She's a painter on Instagram. She's running it up there. She's doing her thing, and she actually reached out to me. She told me, "Hey, you know what? I have an opportunity for you. I want you to perform." You know, and it was the first time I could showcase my skills in front of live people, and it was the best experience ever. That was the same night that weirdo was like trying to talk to me.
Yeah, it's the glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
yeah,
you're like, this is my first time. You don't even know me.
yeah, I was
bruh.
like, what? But yeah, it was awesome. And then he pulled up. He came to show love out of nowhere. Like he just pulled up and he was just watching the performance. Me watching, like holding it down and everything.
And this fool was holding it down.
I was trying, man. I had the computer. Like I was trying to get everyone on set ready.
Yeah.
Everything was just awful, but we got through it, bro. And then yeah, man. Well, that was I would consider that one of my best performances I had, and he got to see like, you know, the real me, you
Right.
know,
That energy, bro.
and that I feel like is what connected us more with his music, because we both have similar differences, and it's like we have the same vision too in a way.
That's
Yeah.
real shit.
So yeah,
So what was your most recent project you dropped, or?
yeah. My most recent project is called Natural Born Hustler.
Okay.
It did drop in 2024, and my birthday on February 24th.
Okay, so about a year now.
Yeah. And, you know, after that album, I took a break with music just because I've been working. You know, I got caught up with that. But I'm always writing. I'm always actively trying to improve myself in any way that I can. And lately I've been working on this project called Hustle Now, Shine Later, which is gonna come out on April 20th. So you guys should be looking out for that.
Watch out for that one.
That one's gonna be
For
good,
sure.
man. It's gonna be different. I'm bringing in a different type of influence and style to the scene. It's gonna be different. It's not gonna be like some typical stuff. It's gonna be different, and it's more experimental. So I'm excited for that, and I just want people to hear that, and I'll let the music speak for itself.
Hell yeah, man. You guys got any collabs on there or?
Not on that one, but
Nah, funny you should say that. Cause I mean we've been chopping it up for a minute about like making that a thing, and like I said, I got here Monday, on the streets in my whip for a few days, sent the word out to everybody out here, and ended up getting my hands on a hotel room, and then we ended up he brought his shit over, and then we just started getting down there, and got some ideas down, and excuse me while I'm trying to like recall this shit, because it was Wednesday, or when did it, first time we was at the hotel was Wednesday. We cooked up. Then Thursday, because what's today? We in Saturday today?
Saturday.
We on
You said
Saturday.
you've been working back to back, right?
Nah, yeah, because it was literally Wednesday. We was cooking till like 5 a.m. He bounced, and then I was mobbing through K-Town on a Thursday, just kind of see what's happening. Again, shout out Chris from Hush Money. I was able to, grateful I got to chop it up with him, talk some game and all that. And then did I slide on you, or you came out this way?
I think you slid on me.
Yeah,
Work or some shit.
yeah, something like that. We was out there, and we was just chopping it up. That's when I went out to where like Boyle Heights, where he was kicking it at, and then we just got some drinks and some smoke, and then just chopped it up, just that whole thing, and then what? It was like.
It was Friday, right? They called me into work. We were supposed to.
That's what it was. Yeah.
We were supposed to record on Friday, but they switched my day last minute. Long story short, we were able to work on, which was when.
I think I woke up, because what happened was I woke up at 7 a.m. on it was Friday, because that was the last day I had the hotel. Woke up on 7 a.m. and then on Friday, and then went to bed at like 10:30 today.
Okay. Type
shit. And we got a studio space. Damn, I'm gonna forget what it's called, but
it's called shout out RCN Studios.
RCN Studios.
Yeah, 24/7. 420 friendly. If you guys ever need a studio, it's pretty affordable too. So
yeah, that shit was smooth. I mean, like it had just what you need in there. And then we was in there like 9 hours straight, just getting down. Got a couple tracks, so we definitely got some shit in the works. You know what I mean? Like, I think we got a little nap in, like, earlier today, like 3 hours type shit. Yeah, bro, those nights when you go in the stew when the sun down and come out when that shit is up, bro, that's how you know you was on that shit for sure.
Hey, I get my best work done in the middle of the night,
Yes, bro. We on some vampire shit for real, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
On the real. Mm-hmm.
So then, what's next for you, man? Like, you can do some more shows coming up, trying to go back to Arizona?
I'm gonna definitely be heading back to Arizona soon. Something in me, bro, I just like, I gotta put respect to my job, because like it was the first job I had where it was an actual boss that I could respect, and like he ran that shit really real. So just wasn't for me, bro. Mm-hmm. Just had to get out of that. It was been a wild year, bro, so I was doing a lot of just trying to get my feet back on the ground, get shit tight, and get back to it. So I got myself in a position where I could just, get rid of that job. I'm cool for a few months, and something in me was telling me, like, I just had to slide out here. Like, it was one of those things where, like, it was literally just, like, I told my lady, I'm like, something in me, bro, just I gotta do it.
It's one of those things, if I don't do it, I'm never going to do it.
Yeah, like, and sure enough, like, I mean, dude, I came out here no plans, bro. I came out here, I got a Saturn, bro, V6, 03, bro, little ass thing, bro. And you can imagine my big ass putting the seats down in the trunk with a mattress, fucking blankets. I'm pinning up towels in the windows and shit. So
just to get the light out.
Yeah, bro. And nobody busting in my shit while I'm trying to sleep. So that was my first few days out here just mobbing like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And But you know, it came together, bro. Like it was one of those things. I acted on that little voice, bro, and it brought shit together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Linked up with this fool like the whole week basically, and it's all we talk is music. All we doing is work. You know, and I really feel, bro. I feel like things these days, and just in general, like shit is put in a place where we not meant to have the time to act on these things. You know what I mean? Like shit is designed, bro, to keep you fucking stressing about things that are manufactured, bro.
Yep.
None of this shit is natural. You know what I mean? Like none of this shit is natural. Working 45 hours a week, bro, like for a fragment of shit.
Just to stay alive, you know?
Yeah, bro. Most people is like one financial disaster away, bro, from being on the streets, bro. Like that's one thing we was chopping up about too, bro. Like you see people on the streets like out here, bro, and I mean in Arizona too, bro. Like that shit's bad, bro. And it's like that's somebody's son, daughter, bro. And you know, it's rough to see that because it's like that could be anybody, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's just another factor that goes into like we got to do this shit, bro. And it's not when you really when you really made for this shit, bro. It's like it's all you can do, bro. Like I promise you, if I tried every job that there ever was, bro, even if it was some shit that I fucked with, like there's something gonna be in the back of my head, like you working for somebody else, bro. You working for somebody else's dreams that like they may care for you, bro, but they don't give a fuck about you. You know?
As soon as you're gone, the next guy's in, you know?
Yeah, bro. And I mean, it's the same with this music shit, bro. Like, shit is so fucking oversaturated and played out these days, bro. Like, shit ain't it, bro.
That's what I was talking about Tacit in the last podcast, too, you know? Like,
I listen to every word, bro.
I was getting tired of hearing the same thing from every rapper at that time, you know?
Yeah.
And he was like a breath of fresh air to me, you know?
Yeah. Breath of fresh air, that
Same
part,
to
bro.
you, man, because like...
I appreciate that.
Because I was like, this is someone that really, like, really digs that old school sound and trying to bring it back and trying to influence it, use it in his own words, you know?
Yeah, that's real, bro. I appreciate that, man.
Because even you had that 40 song just dropped recently, too.
The newest track,
What was it called
bro.
again?
40 Ounce.
40 Ounce.
That's a single off my next album that's finna be coming out, hopefully, within the next month or so.
We got a name for that yet?
Who Could It Be?
Who could it be?
Yeah, so definitely keep your eyes out for that because that, bro, we taking it to the next level, bro. It's too many, like, music being as accessible as it is these days, I think it's beautiful and I think it's dope, but I also think it's one of the worst things that happened to music.
Right.
You know, like, I mean, to go verbatim what y'all were talking about, bro, it's bedroom producers, bro, that they don't leave their fucking bedroom, bro. And you got people like on the other side of the world, bro, that like don't even do this shit, bro. You know what I mean? They sit in a fucking room and make some beats, bro, on some shit that they don't even know about. And it's like, we can't fuck with that, bro. And I mean, even people like, bro.
Yeah, because like we were saying, like, you know, like I remember for a while I was like, God damn, like you hit next on Spotify, cowbell. Cowbell. I was like, damn, dude, I'm tired of the cowbell. I think that's why I kind of like we started doing like the grind show and the punk shows. We're like, we need
we need to break that shit up, bro, because like we've heard that, bro, and we don't believe you. That's the other part, bro. And man, I'm just,
especially too, like as many people as I met, like you hear the stuff they rap about, and I'm like, man, I know you've never seen anything that you're talking about.
Nah, bro, and it's like, it's one of those things, bro, where you do not have to be the hardest person in the room, bro.
Absolutely.
Like, I need to say that because I don't know what the fuck is going on these days, bro, especially like my generation of people and people younger than me, bro. It's like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? Like, I'm not even over here on some peace and love shit, bro. I'm on some like, let's just be for real, bro. Like, you are not going to get through life being the hardest person in the room, bro. And I think it's just that ego that people have to tame, you know? And, bro, I was one of those dudes, bro, like in my own way. Like, I've had to learn to check myself and, you know, like, you can't live your life like that, bro. You know, but at the same time, it's like, you got to know what you're worth and there are limits. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to be friends with everybody, bro. Like,
and that was the thing too.
I'm not, bro.
Trying to be friends with everyone's not gonna get you anywhere.
No, bro. And people are so quick. You know who, that like they gonna hop on some shit that's rolling, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to put the fucking work in, bro. You don't want to be up for 30 hours, bro. Multiple nights, bro. You know what I mean? It's not like it's one 24-hour night every few months, bro. There's a period of time when I'm working, bro. I was working 10-hour shifts, bro. 10 to 13-hour shifts, bro. And I would get off and I would go to the studio, bro. And I'd be there for another fucking 8 hours, bro. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Every fucking week, there'd be a day I'm staying up 24 hours, bro. So it's like,
just putting in work.
Yeah, bro. And it's like, it's my fucking life, bro. And I appreciate it when people can feel that. Like you say, you feel my shit is real, bro. And it's like, I don't want to have, you shouldn't have to tell people my shit is real. My shit is real. Like, you gonna fucking feel that shit, bro.
Absolutely.
And it's like, he knows what I'm feeling, bro. Like, it's a fucking insult, bro, to people who really do this shit. When you get on and you waste people's fucking time, bro, with these fake ass songs, no substance, bro. You want to be famous, bro. You want people to know you and like you, bro.
That's it.
That shit is fucking corny, bro.
Absolutely.
And like, it just shows what you in for, bro. It shows why you're here, bro. And it's like, you can see through that shit like fucking glass, bro. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think like, the people that's really doing this, bro, we gotta start doing our due diligence and like making that shit be known, bro. Cause I hate that shit, bro. Like, for real. And there's people in my area, bro, where it's like, and I'm not even trying to be like a hating ass fool, bro. Like, because I love to see people expressing their shit, bro. Mm-hmm. Even if it may not be something that I per se like would listen to, like my style of music, bro. If it's real, it's real, bro. That's what it comes down to. It could be anything, but make that shit real, bro. You don't have to be like shooting up a house, bro, or like some wild ass shit like that, bro. Like, dude, just talk about how you went to the store, bro, and fucking got some groceries, bro, and like you gotta go to work tomorrow or something. Like, I'd rather hear some shit that's really going down than just some fairy tale shit, bro.
Absolutely. Even that, you had that song, You Need a Lady, I believe. That was one of the realest songs I heard in a long time.
Hey, y'all need to peep that shit and take some fucking notes, bro, because it's a pandemic going on, bro, and it's a prescription for your mind, bro, because I don't know what it is. People just going outside these days, bro, and it's like people get caught up in situations where they think like, I think people are just scared to be by themselves, bro, and deal with their own shit, bro. Mm-hmm. So they need a distraction, whether that's a relationship, drugs, or whatever the fuck, bro. You gotta go and just dive into the darkness, bro, and like handle whatever you gotta handle, bro. You know what I mean? Or else next thing you know, you're gonna look up, you 30, taking your baby mama car to work, doing all that shit, bro. Still trying to be a rapper and all that. And there's no time limit on music and being a rapper. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. But if that's how you living, bro, like, again, we just can't fuck with that shit.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, bro.
And then go ahead and tell me about Cult the Void real quick.
Yeah, bro. So that really, it came from a period of time of just not knowing what was next and really just having to reset completely, like start over fresh. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I really thought that band shit was gonna be like what it was. Yeah. And that was the play, but not quite. To say the absolutely very least. And there was, it was a whole other lot of shit going on too that just at that time it was really turbulent, and I was kind of left with like, okay, do I keep trying to like force some shit to work, or like do I open my eyes to the situations that I've played a part in putting myself in? You got to take accountability for like what you doing to fuck your life up at the same time as the outer forces doing their share. And I was like, we just got to start fresh, bro. And that's really when I got into production. This is all happening around the same time I'm like starting to rap and all that. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna just step into the unknown, bro. Mm-hmm. That's what it was. And that's really what the name means, is like, it's a group of people, anyone who's down to like step into the unknown, bro. Whatever that means for you, because only you finna know that. But I feel like most people know what they gotta do, bro. It's just a scary thing when you accept that. Like, if I don't do these things, like, you know?
Yeah.
Type shit. So, you know, I just wanna find people that get that and just promote people that's got real visions, real music. There's no limit to a genre, just realness, bro. Breath of fresh air type shit. And just support the people that deserve that type of support, bro. Because I think it would really do good for just the music community as a whole, bro. Not even just a specific scene, but I think we just need to just bring that real shit back, bro, and hold people accountable for that shit.
Yeah, because what I get tired of is like, everybody wants to be, I want to be Xavier Wolf, I want to be Bones. I'm like, we already got those.
Yeah, bro. That's what you should be striving for. Like, what can you do? They've done that shit, bro.
Nobody wants it. We don't need another one.
Nah,
we need
bro.
something new.
Yes, bro. So it's really what we trying to be on, bro. It's like, give y'all something new to fuck with.
Exactly. And that's what I appreciate. And not only that, I mean, you do use a lot of sampling.
Yeah.
But it's more for the love of the game, I believe, right?
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. That's exactly it, bro. Because, I mean, look at damn near any hip-hop song throughout time, bro. You're going to find 30 songs that somehow chop that same shit. You know what I mean?
Like any song from the 90s, early 2000s, definitely sample Parliament, you know?
Bro,
some old
come
school
on.
funk, you know?
Yes, bro. And that's one of my favorite things about sampling is just the history lesson you're gonna get if you follow the dots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's one of my favorite things to do is, like, my ear will tick me off like, oh shit, I know that's from this. This fool also did it in this way, where he get it from, blah, blah, blah. Follow it all the way back to, like, where it's from. Next thing you know, you got a whole different genre of music that you fucking with and starting kind of deep dive into, you know? So, yeah, I've been fucking with the Parliaments, like, all that shit, bro. Like,
and then you just saw that song Kendrick dropped recently where he sampled Debbie Deb, I think it was, and he was like, look how weekend.
Honestly, bro, I don't really be knowing none of that type of stuff, for real.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say my bigger influences is like, cause bro, I'm really not tapped in with like the shit that's coming out right now. I was kind of tapped in with like the Drake and Kendrick shit, cause I've been hating on Drake since like since like 2014 type shit, bro. I never knew Kendrick like that either though. I knew that was one of the first rap songs I ever heard when I was like 8 was J-Rock, Hood Gon' Love It with him.
Yeah.
And that was kind of as far as my knowledge went, you know what I mean?
I remember seeing the Kendrick when he was still with Black Hippie, like,
oh, word,
at a festival, and that was like, I think that was the last performance ever.
Damn.
And then he went by Kendrick Lamar, and that's when he really started popping off. When he was
On
still
his own
K-Dot.
shit.
When he was still
Word.
K-Dot, yeah.
Yeah, my lady fucks with him hella. That's kind of how I know, like, she'll be bumping some shit. And if I did have to choose, like, an artist that's, like, popping now, like, he'd probably be on that list of, like, someone I could fuck with for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, because, like, bro, I be off that, recently I've been bumping a whole lot of just Nate Dogg, like, all, like, Dog Pound shit, you know what I mean? Snoop, all them, MC8, Brother Lynch Hung, Spice One, like, all that type of shit. Like, that's the type of shit I'll be fucking with, that era. E40, like, all that shit. And outside of that, like, Black Flag, Deep Purple, Cream, like, all that type of shit, bro. You know what I mean?
Keeping it old school.
Yes, bro. Like, something about that shit, bro. Like, that's just what it is, bro. Like, you just feel that shit whenever you hear it, bro.
Real shit, like we're talking
Yeah, about. Bro. Like, and especially when you, like, know what these fools were going through, bro. Like, I read a good portion of Henry Rollins' book, Get in the Van, which is literally his diary entries. It's not even like a book. It's literally his diary entries while they was on the road, bro. And I'm like, they was homeless, bro. Like, doing fucking tours and shit, getting paid nothing, bro. Like, getting beat up at shows and shit. Like,
and you know what? That's the reality
like,
of music, dog. Like, you're not gonna see a dime for a minute.
Nah,
and everybody
bro.
thinks they're gonna blow up overnight.
Yeah. And I think it goes back to the ego shit too. Like, if it all comes down to, like, why are you doing this? You know what I mean? And if your intentions are,
and let's be real, everyone wants to make a buck, you know?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, for sure. It's like, but how do you get there? You know, that's kind of like the main thing, you know? And a lot of people just want, and it goes back to people that's trying to ride the coattails, bro. It's like, people want to be there for the final end result, bro. Nobody wants to be there for the work, bro. And that's a hard lesson to learn, especially when you're somebody that's like, you don't want issues, bro. I don't like conflicts. I don't like negative shit, bro. It's, you know, these days especially, I try to just chill, bro. But like, not everyone like that, bro. And you can't be chill with everybody.
Definitely not.
You can't, bro. You gotta protect your peace first, bro. For real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro.
All right, man. Alan Gunn, anything else you want to tell anybody?
Let me think on this here. I want to thank you for sure, bro. Cause I mean, it's real genuine. I could tell just all the plays you making, bro. Like, it's real genuine, bro. And I appreciate you always like coming through, man, when I slide through, bro. You know what I mean? Man. Real shit. And I just like to say, like, anyone who's really doing this music shit, truly realize that, like, we are in uncharted territory with history right now, bro. We are going through some crazy shit. We need people that have things to say those things and fucking stand on that shit.
Absolutely.
I say that's about it. Like, for real.
Absolutely, man. Anything you want to say, my man?
Well, I just want to say thank you as well, for this opportunity to be on this platform. And yeah, this is what goes behind music. It's deeper than just the music itself, and it's always important to remember, who you are. And so I'm excited to present new music as well. Like I said, Hustle Now, Shine Later is about to come out, and that's gonna speak for itself. We got promo behind that, so I'm just excited to run it up.
And then you want to drop the Instagram handle real quick?
Yeah, so you guys, if you want to check me out on all platforms, you guys could just search up Skull the Bastard. So just a little quick story on that. I got that name based on like ODB from Old Dirty Bastard. I fucked with Wu-Tang. I fucked with the with like that rawness, and then the Bastard. I just kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, like I just put like I was heavily influenced by Bones, so it was like Skull kind of, and then like. But at this point, I'm just making my own music. Like I'm just trying to make my own sound, create my own wave. So
absolutely, man.
Hell yeah. That's love. Are
you on like that funky shit like ODB too? Or are you more like that old like Wu-Tang early stuff?
I love spitting like some East Coast shit, bro. Like some Immortal technique type shit. Like,
okay.
That's kind of like where I'm at. And I'm trying to bring that back too, but with like new modern shit. So
yeah, this fool do it all, bro. Any beat, bro, put that shit in front of him. For real. But not for real, keep your eyes open, bro, because it's still real people out here that's finna be bringing some real shit y'all way that you could really fuck with. Like, you could go down the street with your windows down, not ashamed, banging that shit. Like,
that's what we need, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro, and that's what you gonna get. That's what you should expect, and that's what you hold us to that. You know what I mean? And if we don't deliver, fucking say something, bro, because we can't be out here wasting nobody's time. You know what I mean? So.
Absolutely, my man.
Yes, indeed.
And then go ahead and drop your handle too for everyone out there.
I just had to look again. Like, Soze, SOZEAXGX_480.
We got to get you back on just Alan Gunn, man.
Yes, indeed.
And then go ahead and explain Soze real quick for me.
Soze, well, the homies from Arizona, they know the origins of that shit. But, I'm a dot connector, bro. Like, I just like getting the right people in the right spot. Scheming, making the plan, and executing that shit. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the general populist description of where the name came from.
All right.
Yes, indeed.
All right, my man. This is Alan Gunn, episode number 2 with the Bridge Podcast.
Episode 2, man.
Thank you for coming out here again, my man.
Thanks for having me, bro. Yes, indeed.
All right, everyone. Go stream this.